Welcome to the Roanoke Real Estate Podcast with your host and realtor, the Frazier Hughes Experience, and do not forget to use it or lose it.
Welcome to the Roanoke Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, licensed realtor in the state of Virginia, the Frazier Hughes Experience. When it comes to selling and finding your home, the experience is real, and I have performed comparative market analyses on homes in Florida, Raleigh, Charlotte, Richmond, and most importantly, in Roanoke and southwestern Virginia, helping hundreds price their property and get results with dynamic marketing and my background of being Dale Carnegie trained. You can't go wrong. So thanks for thinking of me when it comes to selling or finding your home. You know, I wanted to start off with a quote today. You've read the magazine probably, and online great articles come from Forbes. This is from Malcolm Forbes, and the quote from him is, "If you have no critics, you likely have no success." And I've had plenty of critics in my life, and then you've had some silent critics, and they're just some people that don't know how to communicate very well. But got a little story for you. When I was younger, I felt like I was a pretty funny guy, and I like to talk in funny voices. My mom said, I've always sang since I was 5 years old. I still sing today. I'd be happy to sing you a song right now. I was just a little hyper, but always having fun, acting goofy. And I remember kids growing up telling me, "Hey, you know what, Frazier, you're weird." And at times I felt like maybe there was something wrong with me. And I found out as I got older, I was one of the most creative people that you'll ever meet. And I say that in a non-egotistical way. But I just think that there are other people out there that are jealous of you. So watch out. And remember, when you have those critics, it's okay to have them. Hey, Bill Meador with Bill Meador Insurance Agency is on the podcast with us today. And, the reason I wanted to have Bill on is because, Bill, you have made an impact on me as a real estate agent here in Virginia. Just because, one, I think you are fantastic at networking and putting yourself out there, which, is pretty easy to do, but it also isn't easy to do. I feel like a lot of my videos and pictures are simple, but not many people are willing to do it or to make the extra effort. Maybe they're nervous, maybe they're scared, but you've done a heck of a job at it. On Facebook, you've got a private group for realtors, which you invited me to, the Roanoke Real Estate Dream Team. The picture on it has your little logo of your business up in the top right-hand corner, and it says networking and business growth. And when you added me to this this group of realtors, and it said Dream Team, I felt important and I felt worthy. And it just made me feel good because I'd seen your videos and I liked you, and I want to thank you for doing this. And I feel like it's valuable because now we can network together within this private group.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I appreciate that. We try to do things a little unorthodox in our agency to try to reach out and network with as many potential business partners that we can. And that's just one of the many things that we do to reach out specifically to the real estate agents that we work with to develop relationships over time and build that trust with local realtors to the point where you would feel 100% comfortable referring any of your clients to us for their home insurance needs, auto insurance needs, life insurance needs, whatever needs that they have. And that's just one of the ways that we've done, created that atmosphere is by developing that private real estate group. And it gives realtors a platform to be able to get on there and post their listings, post any open houses, eventually when we can get back to that, and realtor luncheons, that sort of thing. So it just creates a great networking atmosphere to be able to refer business back and forth. And you never know. One of your listings, you might have another realtor that sees it on the group, and they might have a potential buyer looking for your exact same listing. So we've had a lot of success stories come out of that, and it's been great.
Yeah, back to the open houses, we are doing them, and they are virtual. And also, too, when it comes to the open house, I did one last week, which, brought a lot of attention. I did a live, Facebook video, and then you can have people there. You just can't, you have to spread it out, so there's not a large group. I wanted to have you on here to educate folks on insurance, and when it comes to homeowners insurance, I know you also do some other insurance as well, to give people ideas of what their insurance would cover or wouldn't cover, because I know that there are a lot of people. Everybody's got homeowners insurance, right? Like, in order to get a loan, you have to have homeowners insurance with a bank, correct?
You're exactly right.
Yeah. So, and I know that a lot of people get their homeowners insurance and they don't know what it covers until, what hits the fan, or a tree falls on the house, or the house catches on fire. Because the other night I was over here and I've got this lamp next to me here in my home, and I was plugging it in. I've got a timer here where the lamp comes on at 6. So you think I'm here in the house, and then it turns off at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And when I was plugging it in, I thought, man, I hope this thing doesn't catch on fire. And then I was thinking, well, hey, I've got homeowners insurance. So walk us through, being a pro and expert in this field, of what happens when you have homeowners insurance and something like this happens. Your house catches on fire or tree. I'm sure I'd love to hear some of your stories in different scenarios. I run my car into the house because I was like, the other day I was like, if the emergency brake goes off on my car because I drive a stick shift, it could run off the deck, crush the deck, and then part of the house.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, we've definitely heard, or come across and seen some pretty wild claim stories. And let me start with this. In this day and age, you can pretty much purchase anything that you want online, right? You can go online and really, really buy anything. And I always tell people, that's good and all, but when it comes to your insurance, that should be on your short list of where you would actually want to speak to a local insurance agent. Because if you go online to purchase insurance, whether it be auto, home, even life insurance these days, the average consumer is going to look at the bottom dollar, the bottom line, and the natural reaction is going to be they're going to choose the cheapest price, and they don't really understand the ramifications or consequences of choosing the cheapest price when it comes to insurance. Because what a lot of people don't understand and realize is the coverage limits that are involved with your auto and your home insurance. There are certain state limits that you have to have coverage set for. And 9 times out of 10, those state minimum limits aren't nearly enough coverage from what the person actually needs.
And I want to stop you real quick there, because I had on Ken Carter of KC Solutions. He's an insurance broker for Medicaid or Medicare, and he said the exact same thing, that these folks go online, they pick out the cheapest policy possible, and they're really screwing themselves. So, what you mean about having someone locally to be able to pick up the phone, and doing it in person is so important. Please continue, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And you would be shocked at the number of doctors and surgeons and, people that are considered high wealth, that are making $500,000 to $1 million a year, that we have actually converted over their car insurance policy, for example, that they've had with Geico or with Progressive or Esurance, all these years at the state minimum liability. And just trying to get through to these individuals about how much financial risk they're truly putting themselves in, especially considering their high wealth and net income. It's tremendous. And so we take the approach of course, we try to find our clients the absolute best pricing that we can, but at the same time, our main focus is making sure they have the right coverage limits and making sure that they understand, what their deductible is and what a deductible even means, because the general public has no clue when it comes to insurance. And, that's why we always have to break things down in layman's terms to make sure they understand hey, do you really want a $5,000 deductible on your homeowner's insurance if you have a house fire and you can't afford to pay a $5,000 deductible out of pocket? So we have these conversations on a daily basis and try to get them to understand, the higher your deductible is, the lower your premium is going to be. But at the same time, are you putting yourself at financial risk if you can't come up with what your deductible is on your insurance policy?
Yeah. Wow. So interesting. So walk us through what happens, if the house catches on fire.
Well, a lot of times it depends on who you're insured with. And this kind of goes back to the importance of having a local agent, because if you got your insurance through, let's say, a big national company and you don't have a local agent, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have to call a 1-800 number. And you're going to speak to somebody more than likely out of state, maybe even out of the country, and they don't know you personally. So they basically you are just a policy number to them, and you would call them to file the claim. Now, each of these big national companies, they'll have local insurance claims adjusters that kind of float around different parts of the state. So you're kind of at the mercy of calling that 1-800 number, having that person get in touch with a local claims adjuster, and then however long it takes that claims adjuster to give you a call is going to be your response time there. And so what we do as a local agent, we tell all of our clients that we're not only your sales agent, but we're also your advisor. So we consider ourselves, especially when it comes to a claim situation, the middleman to put our customer in touch with a local claims representative. So we encourage all of our customers to actually call us first, because a lot of times in most cases, customers might not remember what deductible they have on their policy. And let's say if you have just a small house, home insurance claim that's maybe $2,000 or $3,000 in damage, but you have a $2,500 deductible on your home insurance, is it really worth filing a claim and having the potential for your rate to go up versus just paying it out of pocket? So that's where we kind of come in and act as the middleman between our customer and our claims representative to make sure that the process is moving smoothly from start to finish, from that first phone call to the point where we've got the adjuster out there, we complete the work, and everything is back to normal.
Wow, that's good. That's good to have that local connection,
Absolutely. And I think a lot of times people assume that it might cost more to have a local insurance agent versus going online and purchasing it, but that can't be further from the truth. Especially with what we do, we actually represent 5 different insurance companies. So we consider ourselves a one-stop shop. We can, take somebody's information, shop it around with all the different companies we work with. And just to throw a couple names out there that you might recognize, we represent Erie Insurance, Travelers, Progressive, Allstate, Homeowners of America, National General. So we have a lot of different companies, right? And we can shop the rates around to make sure we're not only finding them the best pricing, but the best coverage options with a local, having a local agent as a huge benefit.
This is kind of like, so, you go to Kroger to get certain stuff, you go to Aldi to get certain stuff, or Sam's Club. You don't have to go to all 3 places. You're a one-stop shop.
Correct. Instead of you picking up the phone and individually calling, let's say, Nationwide or Allstate or Geico or any other company to get 3 or 4 separate quotes, you just call us. We do all the shopping for you. And the cool thing about that is it doesn't stop in year 1. We do this continuously. So, as our customers' policies come up for renewal, we do the whole shopping process all over again. For example, maybe this year, Erie Insurance might have the best rate for our client, but let's say Travelers might have a little bit better rate next year. We can always be advising our clients as to, the most cost-efficient ways to get their insurance coverage while keeping the same coverage limits that they need.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you're able to price shop. And I remember when I just got homeowners insurance, I had to price shop